Hello and welcome to the Docking Base 77 podcast YouTube channel. I am one of the hosts, Dayton Johnson. We are doing another one of our Versus episodes, and joining me once again is Liam Lewis. How you doing, Liam?
I'm doing good. I just got off work and I'm ready to rock.
All right. Yes, Liam did one of our first Versus episodes. We did Hazy Shade of Winter, and we both agreed that the Bangles version was better than the original.
Yeah, all the way on
All
that
the way.
one.
All right. So, if you are joining us for the first time on one of our Versus episodes, it's quite a simple concept. We take an original song and pair it with a cover version. And for this one, we are going from the First Ladies of Rock, Barracuda by Heart, and covered by the all-girl rock band Plush. All right. So, jumping into this, which one were you more familiar with? And yeah, and yeah. So, when and where did
De-
you hear the cover?
definitely the Heart version I'm more familiar with.
Yeah.
My mom is a child of the 80s and 90s, so especially with a badass girl rock group like Heart, she's gonna be all over that immediately.
Right.
So I grew up with a couple of different tracks from Heart, and in particular this one because it's like the track by them. I feel really bad though because I literally did not know about this cover or this band until you got me on this episode, and I was like, "Oh my God, I haven't been supporting these people. I didn't even know they were around. I'm so sorry.
Well,
I should have been here for this."
to be fair, they've only been around since 2020, so they're still a relatively new band. So,
2020, really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, that makes me
yeah,
feel a little better.
yes. So with and like you, with me, the original is basically the one I knew very much so. And as a kid of the 70s and a teen of the 80s, I heard this on the radio when it was new. It was a staple of rock radio and classic rock radio for sure. And I remember seeing a live version of it when back when MTV used to play concerts on there. So that was the first time I got to see, hear any of their music live. And I remember them. They also did a cover of Led Zeppelin's "Rock and Roll" during their set as well. So
Oh, I bet that was amazing.
it was. So for me, yeah, absolutely, 100%. It was the Heart version. And in the last couple of years, I've been listening to Plush here and there, and I did know that they covered it. So I thought it'd be a perfect pairing considering one of the strengths of Plush is the lead vocalist for sure. So which works well considering the fantastic voice that Anne has. So all that being said, let's jump into some facts on the original one. So the original Barracuda was released as a single May 20th, 1977 from the album Little Queen.
Nice.
Right? I love it. Became Hart's second top 20 single in the US, reaching number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100, where it spent 20 weeks on the chart. The lyrics were inspired by a publicity stunt by Mushroom Records. The label leaked a made up story that Anne and Nancy were involved in an incestuous relationship. What the hell? The focus
What?
of Anne's anger is towards a male record promoter that came up to her and asked her about her lover. She thought he was talking about the band's manager at the time, but he clarified and said the lover was Nancy. Needless to say, both of the girls were pretty pissed off.
I should say, like,
What the hell?
Game of Thrones hasn't even been written yet. Where did you even get that idea?
Stupid men in the 70s. That's where they got the
Ugh,
idea.
it's so gross.
So gross. So anyway, all right. So let's jump into this. Thoughts, likes, dislikes, anything about the original Barracuda,
I mean, I absolutely love this song.
right?
I don't know what exactly you would call it, but like there are certain songs that are perfect because it gives you the opportunity to scream one word or one line.
Right?
So like
Okay.
you live for this song because it gives you the everybody waits until the end of the chorus so they can scream the word Barracuda as loudly as possible.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, so I have loved this song for a long time because growing up when you're like a little kid in the back seat, nothing's better than a song like that. So I
Right?
loved screaming Barracuda in the back seat. But then, as I grew older, I grew to appreciate various elements of the song. Of course, her vocals. My God,
I
like
know, right?
one of the best rock vocalists
Uh, the
period.
the
Like
best female
she's
rock vocalist ever, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah,
And
for sure.
she can still do it. She still sounds fantastic.
That's what blows my. I love when people can still do it, and
Yep.
I love that she still has that power in her. But yeah, I really like the drums. Honestly, I find
Yes.
myself drawn to like the drums or the bass in a song because I like focusing on things that not everybody listens to a lot.
Right.
But so that drum beat is really like everybody loves the riff. You know, it's one of the great riffs
Yes.
of 80s rock. Like, let me tell you, like it's like the sunshine of your love, but
Right.
80s.
You
Um,
recognize it instantly. So yeah, you recognize it
the
instantly.
second that needle drops, like you know what it is. But I really found myself drawn to the drums this time. It was a really spectacular beat that really kind of like it complements the riff, but it's also kind of doing its own thing. And it's a
Right.
great central heartbeat to the track. Really,
Agreed.
I had to dig deep for a dislike. My only real dislike is there's this thing that happens sometimes from like the 60s to the 80s in rock music where I don't know if it's just because of the sound equipment of the time or if they were specifically putting a certain filter into the equipment.
Okay.
But there's a certain thing in rock music sometimes where the vocals seem very echoey and it's hard for me to comprehend exactly what the lyrics are.
Okay.
Like Black Sabbath's Paranoid. I love that song, but I
Right.
have the same problem. I can't understand what Ozzy's saying.
Well,
Now,
that's Ozzy. I mean, there's
that
always a little
I
bit of
mean,
an issue with Ozzy,
part
but
of
that's
that's Ozzy being Ozzy for
yes.
sure. But like that's my if you listen to Paranoid, that's the sort of like echoey thing that
Right.
happens. It's not like a huge issue because I mean, aside from Barracuda, are we really listening to the words? No, we're
Well,
screaming our heads off and headbanging to this. So like it's not a
yes.
huge issue for me. But I do enjoy being able to sing along with all of the words to a
Right.
song I love. And if I have to work harder to learn the lyrics instead of just listening to the song, like put a gun to my head, I might have to take a point off for that. But like
Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna tell Anne that. Like I'm too busy
No.
getting my face melted off by her amazing vocals. Like it's not an issue for me. I love this song anyway.
Right. So, yeah, the reverb or the echo on vocals is
Reverb, that was the
yeah,
word I was looking for.
it's
Excuse
pretty
me.
consistent through rock, especially in hard rock and metal over the years. And I agree. I hear it, but to me, it does not. It doesn't distract because to me, I absolutely love everything about this song. Mention the drums, of course, because being that I played drums for years, I appreciate a solid drum track, and this one has it all over the place. We mentioned Anne's vocals; they are stellar as always. A standout. I mean, it's one of those things where every part of this song, the guitar riff, the solos, it brings in a little psychedelic rock there, kind of in the middle, which is fun. And
Which
it
and I
doesn't,
love me some psychedelia,
yeah,
so
yeah,
like
and it doesn't distract. It just adds to the song in general. Uh, to your point, with the bass and the drums, everybody on this track gets a time to shine. There's enough variety. Everybody sounds good. The production in general is really, really well done. You can hear everything nice and clean and clear. There's, nothing is washed out. And sounds great. The leads are clean. So yeah, just in general, it is I consider it one of the perfect rock songs and a great example not only of the year 1977, but the fact that the what I think, because personally I think the 70s were the best decade for rock music because of how many different things, all the different albums, the different bands that were there, and we even did a whole series on 1976 a couple of years ago. And this song, even though it's from 77, you could play it now and it doesn't feel it's truly a timeless track. It really, really is.
well,
So, you
and
know what I mean?
speaking to the production value, I think like maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but like at least when you scroll through Spotify, like it says something about a track when there's no like remastered version of it. Like I know that's a huge thing in like the Metallica fan base.
Right.
Everybody like hates the remasters because like none of the levels are right, and like this lead shouldn't be on this song, and it's like a whole thing. It shows how well this song was like not just written and performed, but like physically constructed in the studio. It shows
Right.
how well they did it, that like they never felt the need to go back and do a remaster or a re-edit or
Yeah.
whatever,
Actually,
because like
I'm on Spotify right now and it doesn't say remastered from
yeah,
2013 or whatever. So yeah, that's
yeah, there's
interesting.
nothing, because why
Why
would
would you
you,
do that?
what else
Yeah.
can you do?
Yeah. It sounds pretty damn good. That's for damn
You
sure.
can't do anything to the mixing of this song. Like, what are you gonna do to it?
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anything else to say about the original before we move on?
Nope, I got it all out.
Oh, all right. Barracuda covered by Plush. The song appears on their EP, Find the Beautiful from 2024. The song is a part of their live set list. You can find live versions of it on YouTube. A couple things about the band. It is now currently a three-piece. Moira Formica is on the guitar and lead vocals. Ashley Supa is on bass, and Faith Powell is on drums. And Faith Powell is actually a recent addition to the band as well. Um, Moira gained national attention when she appeared on the NBC show The Voice at age 16. She
Ooh.
got all four of the judges to turn their chairs while performing a rock song. Which song? Crazy on You from Heart.
There it is.
She is also one of the touring vocalists for the band Trans-Siberian Orchestra. A few little tidbits about the band. I
Wow.
know, right? That says a lot because
That's hardcore parkour right there.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right. Thoughts on the cover from Plush?
I was really surprised at how much I loved this cover. It's funny that they're a very recent band, because when I started the song, and I don't know if it's the amps that they're using or just a different type of guitar, but their guitar is a lot fuzzier than
Yes.
Hearts, and the second that dropped, it was like, oh, I this is like in the 2000s, when all of a sudden we got this resurgence of like rock and metal covers of like older songs. And like ironically, the one that came to mind is like the one good thing that came out of the Nick Cage Ghost Rider movie, that Primus cover of Ghost Riders in the Sky. That's what the fuzziness of the guitar on that riff made me think of, and I was like, oh, I'm here for this. This is amazing. um what our lead of this band has like a tough act to follow with these vocals, but man,
Right.
she knocks it out of the
Oh,
park.
yes.
I can't, under advice of counsel, I can't say that it's better, but like, oh, what a close second. Like, talk
Yes.
about a photo finish. She's right, like, she is definitely like the heir apparent to
Yeah.
the throne there, because my god, just again, face melted.
Yes.
I in listening to these two versions, I did come across, I don't know if it's the official music video, but it's an music video
Right.
for Plush's version. I just wanted to talk about it because it's really cute. It's cutting it in between them performing it live and like phone footage of the band members just shenanigans, just like goofing around and being best friends, and
Right. Right.
like cutting in between like girly stuff like getting milkshakes and like hardcore stuff like shooting bows and arrows at targets. And like it was I was like, and I know who these people are. I know what this band
Right.
is now. Like, that is a
Right.
great capsule of their identity in this great cover. I was really impressed with it. I enjoyed the fuzz.
Yep.
It was a very like, I like my again, I really have to dig for a dislike. So if you really want to make me say something, I will say, while I don't have a problem with bands doing covers just because, hey, I grew up with this song, or I just really like it and I want to
Right.
perform it with my friends, that's great. I prefer when you're doing a cover to do something different. Again, I know I say this every time we talk about this, but
Right.
like, Jimi Hendrix had a like purpose to covering All Along the Watchtower, and he did something very different. I
Yes.
understand that there's not a lot different you can do with Barracuda. I would have liked something, but that being said, I think the changes in the instrumental and with the different guitar, slightly
Right.
different drums, and the solos were slightly different. They added their own little pepper and
Right.
flavor to it. I feel like it was just different enough
Right.
where I can't complain too much about it. And again, it's an amazing song. So I'm not gonna throw the record out just because
Right.
well it's not like their own thing. Like it's a great all-female band doing a cover of Barracuda
Yes.
and they rocked it.
Yeah, it is a straightforward cover, and I agree. There's more fuzz to this one. I think that's just their sound for the band. If you listen to their other
Yeah.
songs, it's
Which I'm definitely gonna do.
yeah, worth your
that
time.
I'm
Absolutely worth your
sold
time.
on this band. I'm gonna download all their albums. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
So, uh, I agree. They do a great. It's a straightforward cover. They really don't change anything. They don't change the arrangement. They sound great. They nail all the musical beats, so to speak. So it's a really really good cover, and it's a little bit more full. And I think that's just because there's 48 years difference between the original and the version we're getting here. So production quality is just going to be a little bit better.
Yeah,
So
I think it's just more modern
yeah, it
machines.
just
Like
sounds, yeah, it literally side by side, you're going to say, well, not necessarily this one's newer, but this one's just has a thicker sound. And that's awesome. That's fine. So I have only one minor complaint in that even though all the instruments sound great, the drums, guitars, bass, everything sounds great. My only complaint is that you have such a great vocalist with such a strong voice in Moira Formica that why is her vocals not stronger in the mix? They're just
yeah, I feel
they're
like
they're just kind of almost they're all even on even footing with the music, which has to be a choice. And I kind of feel like they're almost hiding her vocals, and I'm like, why? Because she has an amazing voice. I don't understand why you want to not let that out.
well,
So,
especially when it's not like she's not going full force on it or
right.
anything. Like she's doing her thing. She's going all the way with it.
She's hitting all the notes. So, you know what I mean?
It's not like you gotta hide it because it's like not in her key or she
Right.
like just can't hit this one spot. It's like no, she's doing it. Like
Yeah.
she's got it on lock. So there's no reason to like
Yeah.
try and kind of like level it out in the mixing. Like no, the point. This is one of those again. This is also a song that is like a vocalist song. I know
Yes.
that the riff is very iconic, but like it's very much like a vocalist song. It's
Yes.
like it's like Led Zeppelin's Black Dog. Like the whole point of that song is so that your vocalist can just go nuts.
Right.
So there's no reason to yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that was until you mentioned it, but
Yeah.
now that you point that out, yeah, that's a
So,
weird thing to do
so
in
it's
the
either
studio.
they're either hiding her voice or it was just a bad job mixing it. So either way, that's my only complaint with the cover because it is a strong, stellar cover that, like I said, straightforward. It sounds like Plush because of the tone, and that's the only difference.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say it's different enough because they are very much doing their sound, which I appreciate. Like
right,
if you're going to cover again, making the cover different is just my preference because if you're not going to
and
do
that
something
and
different,
that
why do?
works sometimes. That does work
But
sometimes.
it's just my preference. You don't have to do that. If you just like the song, sing it. But
Right.
the thing that really grinds my gears is when you try to duplicate, like make your track identical to theirs, and it's like, well, then really, what's the point of this? I was very grateful that like they are paying homage to this great female band, that paved the way for them, but at the same time, it's very much their own sound.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to our decisions. Which one do you prefer?
Oh, it's so tough. It's such a tough decision.
I know.
I gotta stay loyal to the original. I gotta stick with Heart. I'm sorry. It's no reflection on Plush at all. It's not
Right.
a criticism of them. I promise. Like they're fabulous. I hope they get all the record deals and get as big as Mick Jagger. But I just like I can't fight the nostalgia. Like
No,
that
and
Heart version is the version.
yes. Yeah, so and I agree. So for me, it was a dead heat, except for two things. One, the original is from Heart and it's perfect. So
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Two, as I mentioned, the production of the cover it hurts it. the only way to beat the original was to do it better, and plus just missed it. And like I said, I think it's only because of the production and the vocals being a little bit too even with the music. So, but apart from that, yeah, the original wins, and it's a photo finish. It's just by a nose, by a
Yeah,
nose. So,
for sure, for sure.
all right, all right. Well, thank you, Liam, for being a part of this particular episode.
Yeah, no problem. I'm always happy to talk music with you, my dude.
I know. And so, as for our listeners or viewers, I will be dropping links to both versions of the song in the description. So, check them out. Let us know what you think. Of course, like, subscribe, and comment on the video. As long as we're talking about covers of this song, I do want to mention that Chaperone does a fantastic version in her live set of Barracuda, and it is very, very good, worth your time. And also, there is a YouTube video showing Nancy Wilson performing it with Chaperone, and that is definitely worth your time. So
Amazing.
it absolutely is amazing. So once again, like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, thank you for watching.